This is the second installment of my CIE final project as it relates to my last proposal. I just thought I'd go for a few minutes through this data sheet. Here's the data sheet for the DC to DC converter, and from my investigation, from everything that I've seen, and there's only two manufacturers that make something like this, that will take in a 5-volt input. Let me get the microphone down here, and produce a plus or minus 15 volt. Here it is, 5 volt in, 15 out, SC single connection or series connection. They make two types of this single inline package. Let's see, let's go over here. Single inline package and a dual inline package, which is right there. So maybe I just lucked out that but the first lot that I got, half of them were bad, which is very disappointing. I got a second batch of these and they're all fine. I'm thinking maybe it was the shelf life of the first batch, I don't know. But that's the DC to DC converter. Here's the box. This thing, and the company that makes these boxes also has a I think it's DSX file, and you're supposed to be able to import this file into your program, whether it's DipTrace, MicroCap, Design, Spark, Multisim, Altium, whatever, OrCAD. In my particular case, it's DipTrace. And I imported this, and what do you think I got? Well, I got this, I got this, I got this, and I got that, but I did not get the PCB board. I got everything but what I needed. Something screwed up there, I don't know. So I had to actually make the shape, and if you think that's easy, especially using DipTrace, something like that, it may be easy in other programs, but you're supposed to just simply to be able to import this into your program, like DipTrace, and it just wouldn't do it. Anyway, the store right down the street from where I live, they specialize. They have a large inventory, but they only use NTE, whatever that is. So that's why I'm going with this quad op amp MTE, and it's been like I say, I have the whole project put together, and this thing's been running for about the last 3 to 4 weeks, and it's working fine. So this is the op amp. It's just a generic. It's a 741, close to a 741, a quad op amp. And if I was going surface mount, I'd probably get something like this. Although the reason why I'm only going through hole, because I'm not set up for surface mount. You need a microscope and all kinds of good things. I'm just not set up for it. I've played with surface mount for years in the industry, and it's just, unless you have the right equipment, it's not worth it. Not worth playing around with. You need a really good microscope and some good soldering iron. Here's my switch. 4-pole double throw, and here's a picture of it right here. Okay, and then here is one of CIE's FETs. I'm going with that. So you guys gave me this. It's 2N5484. That's why I'm going with that. It's working just fine. And here's some documentation. Have you ever seen anything like that? It's amazing. This is a documentation that came with this particular FET. Anyway, another one. Here's the trim pot that I'm going with. There's that. And once again, here's the PCB board. I like doing this. Copper trace, no copper trace. Here's the top of the board. And the board house just got back with me, and they're working on my board. It'll be done in a couple days, they say. And they're going to ship it from Canada. And oops, I'm going after the wrong thing. Design formats, design information. Oh, here is that thing. It says 150 pins, patterns 50, nets 44, route nets, length of traces. So here's all the pertinent information for the board. And this program also has 3D rendering. I'm gonna, after I get done recording these videos, I'm gonna look for some 3D images of these components so I can look at the 3D aspect of this thing. I'd like to see this in 3D. As soon as I get that done, I'll load up a video and let you see that. Here's a 3D of the switch. But this is a real picture. It's not a 3D rendering. And one last thing. I've tried to dump. What I'm recording this with is a program. It's called not Tech. It's from TechSmith. It's called Snagit. I've tried a half a dozen of these programs to record your movements on your screen, and they all lock up and do this and do. This program is just phenomenal. And I'm at the point now where I probably just buy it on principle alone. It's such a beautiful program. It's amazing. It doesn't, there's no glitches so far. It just does what it says. And after I get done recording this, I click another button and off it goes to YouTube. Downloads this. I just sit back. Now a 10-minute video takes about 20 minutes to actually get into YouTube, but I just sit back and let that happen. It's really quite interesting.